Welcome to the Sentimental Twist,
where two generations share one love for meaningful spaces and gracious hospitality.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Melissa.
Let's gather around the table and talk home, hosting, and all things sentimental.
Yay! Finally back. I've missed my girl.
I know, especially, we'll talk about that in a minute, but especially since we've now met in real life.
Oh my gosh.
It's weird to not see each other.
And hopefully everybody listened to that episode, the bonus episode we did at the end of season 3. It was
fun.
Tell you what, that visit made me love you even more.
I know, same. It was great.
I'm so glad. You know, there are a lot of things people don't like about social media, but I have to say, Instagram is I think, a sweet community. I just got blushed by Margot. I just, I'm just so blessed. That's how we found each other, was through Instagram. So welcome to season 4, episode 1. We now have 30 episodes under our belt for everybody to binge. If you've not listened or watched, you can find us on YouTube. This is the Sentimental Twist podcast. If you're new, we're so happy to have you back with us, or maybe this is your first time to listen. I'm Melissa. You can find me on Home with a Twist at Instagram. HomeWithATwist.com is my website, and Home with a Twist on YouTube.
Yes. And I'm Brittany. You can find me at Brittany Shepard on Instagram, thesentimentaldecorator.com, and Brittany Shepard TSD on YouTube, which there's not much there except for these episodes, but maybe one day.
One day. We're getting ready to start a new adventure at some point, and you can share more about that when you're ready, and you'll have more time to do that.
Yes.
I just wish that YouTube didn't film in horizontal. It just makes it more of a challenge. But did you get that app?
I did. The dual shot recorder.
Yeah, Derek, the squirrel guy. Unfortunately, he hasn't developed it yet for Android.
He'll get there. I know he will.
So I'm going to hop on that. Anywho, okay, before we get into today's conversation, we want to say thank you to our listeners.
Yes.
You're continuing to complete the survey that we sent out at the beginning, I think, of season 3.
Yeah.
And we've heard you over and over again, was that you love hearing about our lives and about our friendship. And several of you have even said it feels like you're sitting at the kitchen table catching up with us over coffee. And we love that. I don't think I have it in front of me what the results say, but basically y'all just love everything that we do.
Yeah.
And
we have
so yeah, we do. And that you really like it when we lean into our vulnerability and we talk about our moms, and we talk about, the grief that sometimes overwhelms us when we think about our moms. And so anyway, we've got some fun things planned for this season, some great guests. So
yeah, really good guests. That's exciting too.
So let's talk about our visit.
Yes.
After recording together for so long, you would think that most people would think we've met, but we met on Instagram. I reached out to Brittany, I guess, in the summer of last year. It's been a year ago, and said our niches are perfect for a podcast because your niche is a storied home, and my niche is storied recipes and welcoming people into my home. So we thought, what if we combined forces and start a podcast? And it's just been so much fun, but we've never met until May. So my bestie Julie loves road trips. And I texted her and I said, what would you think about going to visit Brittany? And she was like, let's plan it. So anyway, you want to pick up and tell everybody about our...
we just, it was a real low-key weekend, which was very nice. We shared meals and laughed and hung out together. And I had to go to a dance recital for my little niece. And so they did some little Dothan things, but we had a very good time. I think the funniest things it was all pretty fun. Like, we had a good time and laughed a lot and talked a lot, but it was just really funny because we realized that we could have been perfectly content the whole weekend just staying in our pajamas in my house, Melissa and I, but not the other folks that were joining us for the weekend.
No, that's not how Julie operates when she goes on trips, rightfully so. When
Right,
people
you're
go on
going somewhere.
vacation, you're
Mhm.
going somewhere, you wanna explore, you wanna see, you
Yeah.
wanna do, and I love to see, do, and explore,
Mhm.
but I'd rather just bed rot
Yes. And
and
then the
just
other
talk
funny
to
thing
me.
is you eating boiled peanuts, that cracked me up. Yeah, y'all have to watch that episode to actually get the
I
full.
still have the taste of, I don't wanna be disrespectful to you because that's your heritage, but, it didn't go over well for me.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm
but
sorry.
there are a lot of people who saw that episode and reached out and said, "Hey, I know exactly how you feel.
Mhm.
It's an acquired taste, but I'm proud of you that you at least took a no thank you bite."
Mhm. I agree. I'm proud of you. I think too we had some good food together. We went to the little restaurant downtown that our top chef, owns, but I think my favorite meal was breakfast at my house that Saturday morning when Anna brought quiche and we ate fruit and croissants and just sat around the table and visited before the day got really more busy, and I enjoyed
Yeah,
that a lot. And then I don't know, I think we just it was just really fun to it didn't feel like we had never met in real life, and I
no.
think that surprised me. Um,
It wasn't
and
it wasn't awkward like when people,
not at all.
meet on Instagram and it's just kinda like, you're clunking through conversation. It just was like,
Mhm.
yeah. I think my sweetest moments, well, first of all, I loved going to the Dothan Nursery.
Oh, yeah, that's
I totally
great
wanna come
spot
back and do that. I wanna drive, 12 hours just to buy a
to go to
pot
the
of
Dothan
plant.
nurseries.
I wanna start that concept. Okay, so everybody, the Dothan Nursery,
Mhm,
it is something has something for everybody. I mean, you
mhm,
could take your kids there
mhm.
and they could be content in their little kid area while they've got records, beer, um,
Coffee,
gifts,
a little
plants.
food truck.
Yes, I mean, they have everything, and one of the things I loved is that they have a potting shed.
Mhm,
So, their thing is you go find the plant and the container that you like, because everybody likes different stuff.
mhm, and you
Bring it
can
to our
bring your own
potting.
vessel too to have them
Oh, you
potted
can bring
up,
your
right?
own? Oh, that's even better.
Mhm,
And then you take it to the potting shed, and they have staff there that can either do it for you, which is what I chose to do, or they'll walk you through how to do it.
mhm.
And they repot your plant for you. And when you're a new customer, they send you home with a little bag of fertilizer for your plants. And I think like a coupon good for your next visit, which I gave
Mhm.
over to you because I'm not going to be coming
Yeah.
back soon. But my little plant is doing fantastic. It sits in the window in my keeping room and it just is
Oh,
like
perfect.
loving it. But then my other thing is when we arrived and you gave me the biggest, sweetest, longest hug. Usually I'm the one that hangs on longer for hugs,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, you were just right in there.
And I'm not super huggy,
I
so
know. I know. Anna told me that. Because when I told her that story, she's like, "Well, that's very unusual because Brittany's not real huggy." And I'm like, "Well, girl, she huggy." And Julie got it on video, and it was
Mhm.
just it was so sweet.
That was smart of Julie to
You
get it.
patted me, and it just you did. It's so
It
sweet.
was
And then
precious.
my other favorite thing was when you said when we gave you permission to go to bed at 8:30.
I'm an old lady.
No, you'd had a really hard week. I think it was one of the first weeks for you to be back after your knee
Mhm.
surgery, or you had a lot going on and you just were
Yeah.
exhausted. And I get that. It's so
Mhm,
hard. That is the number one thing that keeps people from hosting
mhm.
is that I want to be myself, but I don't feel like that's going to make for good entertainment if I want to go to bed at 8:30 and I've got out of town guests. I was like, "Brittany, this is your home. If you want to go to bed, I'm perfectly content watching TV." Julie was in the guest bedroom making calls and talking to her sister, and it just, that's when you know it's a good friendship, when you
Mm,
can just be like, "It's fine. You don't
it's
need to
true.
entertain me." Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it was good, but then summer otherwise has just been fast and furious.
So tell me about you. Well, first of all, did Anna ever say anything like, "She's a lot"?
No. We had fun. She loved it. She loved being able to get to know y'all, and,
Well, I loved getting to know her, but,
d
you know me, I'm very, like, questiony. "Anna, what's your favorite color?
"Anna, what do you
Anna,
do? Where's this? Where's that? What's that?"
Anna, what's your
Um
favorite food? Anna, tell me what your middle name is." And so I know I wore her out.
No, she didn't mind so much, but we both like, after that, every weekend until we went on vacation was tied up with something. And we'll talk about vacation in a second, but, she didn't. She loved it, and it was good. I think it was great that Julie came, your bestie, and then Anna was here, and we were able to, like, have that, like, because you get to know a lot about people too with their friendships, and who they're friends with, and so I think it was fun to be the 4 of us. It was like a little girl gang.
It
So
was, and Anna took us to the Goodwill.
Mhm.
Everybody's gotta go to a Goodwill when you're on vacation,
Right.
and I was trying to find a drip coffee maker because sometimes you just like a good pot of coffee,
Mhm. Yep.
and I loved how when we woke up every day, I could smell coffee brewing from your smeg,
Mhm.
and, so I've been wanting one, but I haven't wanted to pay money for because I have a Keurig, so
Yeah.
I'm only gonna get the coffee pot out on occasion.
Mhm.
So I found one at Goodwill and I plugged it in and it seemed like it worked. I got it home and it works perfect.
Okay, I was worried. I was like, "Oh, no, did it not
Yeah.
work?"
No, I cleaned it really good, ran some vinegar through it because you just
Yeah.
never know what people are brewing in their coffee pots.
You never know what.
And it looked like it had come from somebody's house and they were just sick of it.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like filthy, but it had some
Been
particular
used.
yeah, it'd been
So,
used.
yeah.
And it works fine.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. I'm
And I
glad.
was able to Google how to, program it and stuff because it didn't have the manual. So
Mm.
anyway,
Okay.
$25
Awesome.
for a drip coffee maker that I can put on a timer, as I'm really excited about using it at holiday time with
Yeah.
that Hickory Farms holiday
Mm.
coffee, holiday
My
blend.
my
Yeah,
favorite. So
yeah,
good.
yeah. Okay. So do you wanna talk about your trip to Costa Rica?
Well,
Was it
Dominican Republic.
Dominican
Dominican
Republic?
Republic. Yeah, so let's kinda, like, give a rundown of the rest of our summers because
Okay.
this airs, end of July, which there's still more summer left to go, but June was a whirlwind. After y'all left, like, work was crazy. We moved our little vintage shop down to a new antique mall downtown, and
So that
so
has happened?
that it's really good, and it's going really well. It's called Foster Street Antiques on Foster Street in Dothan, anybody that's nearby. We have a big booth there. We're Timeless Home Market, and they had their grand opening, and it's gone really well, and it's gonna fund our vacations from here on out, we decided.
I
So
love that idea.
yeah, and then so that vacation, we were like I said, every weekend June was just really packed and busy. We had one of our other best friends got married the next weekend after y'all were here. We had to move the store. Um, just all the things were going on. And so we went on a real vacation to the Dominican Republic and stayed in a all-inclusive resort. So it was an actual vacation. Like we didn't do any excursions. We just made the decision to go to the pool or to the beach, where we were going to eat that night, what we were going to drink on the beach. And it was just for real, a real vacation. So I recommend an all-inclusive resort if you've never done that. It was their off season, so it wasn't packed and it wasn't as expensive, but the water wasn't quite as pretty as it would have been if we had gone during the season. And then they
Wait,
got home
when is their season? In the
December to
winter?
like March, April,
Interesting.
May.
They're opposite from
Mm.
us.
I mean, it's hot there all the time, like it's
Yeah.
warm year round, and that's not hurricane season. So that's when it's the prettiest. So,
Okay.
mhm. But
Alright.
yeah, so but that was Dominican Republic, and then, there's all kinds of little resorts like that in Jamaica and other islands and Mexico and stuff, but we did not wanna go to Mexico, so we chose the Dominican. Um, then I got back and had to say goodbye to Brady boy, which was tough, and we won't talk about that too much, but he was 12, lived 8 years with me, diabetic, and he was just a good dog, and I miss him. Um, and then by the time this episode airs, I'll have gone to Laurel for my nephew to play in the Diamond Youth Baseball World Series for 8-year-olds. His little team from the county All Stars won the region and then the state of Georgia tournament, and they represented Georgia in the little World Series that they had in Laurel. And so that's just awesome. He's loving baseball, and it's a great way to support him. But um, yeah, other than that, Business as usual. There's more. I'll tell y'all more news next week, when it's a little more official. But some changes are coming for me that are very good and exciting. And I had some great podcast appearances over the summer, The Art of Home and Grandma Silver. And I was in Alabama Magazine. And then you had a special homeworthy thing. I had a little tiny homeworthy thing. They did a photo feature of me on the website, but we need to talk about you. What'd you do
I didn't realize that you were featured on Homeworthy too.
Yeah, it's just one of their little website articles with photos. Maybe I'll do a video someday soon. So,
Aw.
yeah,
Okay,
it's fun.
so my summer, went to Santa Fe. Well, actually, I'll back up. So in April, I was contacted by Homeworthy. They wanted to, and if you're not familiar with Homeworthy, it was started by Allison Kenworthy, who used to be a producer on Good Morning America.
Mhm,
And after she and her husband got married, I think, several years later decided we want to start a family and we're not sure about the hustle and bustle of morning TV. So they decided to start a network called Homeworthy that airs on YouTube and just now started with the Design Network. And
mhm,
they go into people's homes all over the world because they love to hear the story behind everyone's home. So they contacted me in April and asked if I would be interested, and of course I was like, I don't know. I don't think so." Yeah, no, absolutely. And so that immediately, got me going with, anytime you wanna host a party, wouldn't that isn't
mhm,
that when you do all your home projects?
yep,
I didn't have a lot of projects, but there were things I wanted to do,
mhm,
and the bathroom, painting the cabinets in the bathroom upstairs, painting the walls because they were gray, that old-timey, just the Chip and Joanna Gaines gray, which I'm not saying it's bad. I just fell into that trap, and that's just not me.
mm.
And
This is your
it's never
color.
just yeah. And so, and then I redid my laundry room. It's super cute. I'm gonna be showing that probably by this time this airs, maybe I would have shown my laundry room. But
Oh,
so I got all those things done. Homeworthy came and filmed.
mhm,
Super fun experience. Loved it. And then we went to Santa Fe to visit my sister. I love to go visit her in her home because it's just so
mhm.
pretty and she's so happy there.
Aw,
And that was fun. And we also celebrated Mr. Twist's birthday.
okay.
And then came home and what else?
Well, didn't you get some pretties in Santa Fe? Lots of pretty?
Oh, yeah. So it wasn't intentional. It never
Never
is.
is.
But my sister was like, "We have some really good resale shops here. So why don't I take you to those?" And then there's a darling little antique store run by a married couple, Everett, and I think his name is John, maybe. Anyway, they're super cute. And backstory on them is a year ago, well, in November when I went, um, there's these twins that are, I think, almost 100 years old, and they're called Harvey girls.
Yeah, we talked about them. That's
Yeah, so the Harvey girls were in the 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s were like, trained women that were hosts for when
mhm,
travelers would come to Santa Fe. And they were trained in how to almost kinda like a concierge kinda thing.
mhm,
They were also waitresses and things, but their job was to really be the, hospitality of Santa Fe.
mhm.
And these 2 sisters, sadly, one of the sisters just recently passed away. So but what they do every year is they do a red carpet where the Harvey girls are invited. They're the featured guests. They walk a red carpet and come in, and people can come in and get their autograph and get their picture taken, and they have a mariachi band and tons of food.
Huh,
So that's my first experience with this Santa Fe Antiques. So Paula said, "Well, we have to go back because you got to
mhm.
say hi to the boys." She calls them the
The
boys.
boys.
So we went in, and immediately I saw that set that is what I featured first on my reel
Mhm,
with the urn and the flowers. I don't
mhm.
know what it is. I didn't have my readers on, and I've not taken the time to see what the pattern is,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a complete set. It was more, like 3 different shapes of platters, and then I think, like, maybe 4 salad plates and 4 dinner plates.
Mhm.
So I got that, and then it just kept progressing. I would go to another resale shop, and the whole reason I was getting these dishes is because I wanted to use some of them to put on the wall. So
Oh.
anyway, the highlight of the trip is that in Santa Fe, they have a store called Kitchenality,
Cool.
and it is a store that is only for kitchen and entertaining.
Mm.
So it's cookware, dishware, glassware, linens, any kind of appliance you can imagine, like
Fun.
tabletop, a countertop
Yeah.
appliance. And all the money benefits a program. I think it's called Feeding Angels, maybe, and they provide food for the unhoused. So your money is going to a good cause.
Mhm.
And we needed a food processor because I didn't realize how expensive food processors was. And Phoebe borrowed ours,
Mm.
and she said, "Do you need me to bring it back?" And I said, "No, just keep it. I'll just buy one." Well, heck, if you're gonna get a nice one like Anna
Yes.
Garden uses, they're expensive, and couldn't take it back
Mhm.
because 'cause I'd already given it to her. So, anyway, the funny thing about the food processor is that it had a little volunteer working in there, and it was sitting on the counter and it plugged in. So Doug found it, took it to the counter and said, "Can you check to see if this works?" And he said, "I'm sure it does. We check everything before we put it on the floor." It still had the parts in it.
Hmm.
Do you know what the man did?
Turned it on with the parts in it.
So we stood there watching the blades and all the plastic inside the barrel, and he only
Disintegrate.
had it on for about maybe 6 seconds, but
Mhm.
then when you're flustered, you can't seem to make it stop whatever
Yeah.
it is that you've done.
Yeah.
So it went on for about another 5 seconds until Doug reached over and
Oh, bless.
calmly stopped it. So we were like, "Well, that's the end of that one." And it was the best one they had.
Man.
So Doug kinda walked off and kinda had to collect himself for a minute, and then he went back and he looked at it, and actually it was fine. It
Okay.
still worked, the stuff hadn't been broken, it was fine.
Okay.
So the manager said she'd take $20 off. So we got a
Well,
really nice food processor for 40 bucks.
that's a good deal.
And what did I get?
Dishes.
A set of Lennox dishes. And here's the thing is I had just given an entire set of Lennox dishes to my niece because they were from my first marriage. So I wasn't really
Okay.
emotionally attached to them. And they were beautiful. They're the Lennox Eternal that has the gold
Mhm.
rim.
Mhm.
But I just wasn't feeling like I wanted all of that. And she's 23 and just starting out. And I thought, you know
Mhm.
what? I'm going to give her this set. And she's loved it. She hosts parties all the time.
Mhm.
Well, what is this set? It's not Lennox Eternal, but it's called something else like Constellation or something, but it's got a gold rim, but it's fluted around the
Ooh, I
outside.
love
So it's
that.
real delicate and pretty, and it's a
Mhm.
much smaller set. It's not as vast as the one I had. But
Mhm.
I thought, I like it. It's pretty. I think the person had run it through the dishwasher, so the gold's a little tarnished, but that just means it tells a story.
Yeah. There we go.
So by the time it was all said and done, my our van was completely packed, and you can see the unboxing in a reel.
I
But
love
that
it.
was fun. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
That's the best part about traveling is shopping secondhand to me. We always look for a
Yeah, and then
secondhand.
you've got great stories to tell, like when somebody says, "Oh, where did you get this?" "Oh, I got it at a little antique store in Santa Fe."
Mhm.
So,
That's special. Yes.
anywho,
Yeah,
okay.
we had good summers, some not so good parts, but
Yeah.
all in all, it's
Well,
not the summer's not over, we still have another month, so
I'm really glad I got to meet Mr. Brady when we came for May because he was happy and playful, and his little mug, he was just so, whew,
just
so like,
personality
yeah, his little ears and his little face.
and
So
it's
I know
one
that, yeah,
and
his one tooth. I know he's just being eaten up with love by your mama,
I think so too. Yep,
no doubt. Okay, so shall we move on?
let's do it.
Oh, and we'll link in the show notes my Homeworthy
Oh, yeah,
episode,
all that.
and
Mhm.
let's also link your story on it on their website.
Okay, and, yeah, we'll link everything that we talked about.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Okay, so one thing I noticed when we were planning this episode is that every magazine, Southern Living, Better Homes and Gardens, Cottage Journal, has one thing in common. They're not rushing into Christmas.
I love it.
they're encouraging for us to savor what's left of summer.
Mhm.
Fresh peaches, peach
Mm,
season. We're getting ready to go pick up our peaches next weekend from the
mhm.
peach truck. Have you ever
Fun.
done that?
I've never done that, but I've heard a lot about it. Mhm.
Yeah, so they're stone peaches, freestone peaches, and I think
Mhm.
they're from Georgia, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe, or, South Carolina is actually a lot of peaches, more
Let me
than
Google
Georgia.
them real quick. So, Mr. Twist ordered whatever their biggest box is,
Mhm.
so that he can make jam and we can make a cobbler pie. Let's see, where are they based? I'm looking them up, but I don't have let me like my readers are on top of my head.
Truck based out of it says Nashville, Tennessee, which kinda
Oh, Tennessee. Okay.
but it's fresh
Interesting.
Georgia peaches.
Yeah. Oh,
Is what it
wait,
says. Oh, from Georgia and South Carolina, which is
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So anywho, peaches, heirloom tomatoes.
Mhm.
I mean, we're in the South. It's still gonna be hot here until October. So
It's
summer's not leaving anytime soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, I noticed this too in the magazines because it's all about, like, porch dinners and farmers markets and, fresh flowers, sunflowers, zinnias, slow evenings, which, I love a slow morning, but slow evenings don't hurt either, and it makes us kinda stop and ask, "What do I wanna remember about this summer? What can I slow down and enjoy this summer?" And so we're gonna talk a little bit more about that today in our next segment, which is making the most of what is left of summer.
Of summer. And when
Mm,
we were in, Santa Fe, we went to the Santa Fe Farmers Market, which is one of
mm,
the largest, most beautiful farmers markets in the US.
amazing.
I got, and what we did was really fun. We said, "Okay, let's shop for what we're gonna eat for dinner tonight."
I like that.
So my job, of course, was flowers, and I
Mhm.
bought the most beautiful set or bunch of sunflowers that were a buttery yellow. They weren't bright yellow,
Mm,
they were buttery.
I think I would love those.
And by the time we got home, they were a little like, oof, it was hot. But I put them in ice water and they sat right in front of their air
Mhm.
conditioner. We were there a whole week and they still looked fresh, like they'd just been fresh.
Bounced right back up.
Yeah, they were beautiful. And I think Mr. Twist got some fresh mushrooms and some
Mhm.
radishes, and I bought homemade chicken pot pies.
Cool.
So we had that and fresh ears of corn and a really good salad with heirloom tomatoes and sat out on the porch. And for dessert, what did we have? Oh, I think we made homemade ice cream with
Yeah.
peaches.
Mhm.
So
Delicious.
it was fun. Okay, so isn't it funny how quickly we start talking about fall? As soon as
Mhm.
school starts in August, the stores are filled with pumpkins. Well, they're filled with pumpkins, I think, right around July 4th.
Yeah.
Mums, cozy blankets, and before long, we'll all be debating whether or not it's pumpkin spice latte season, which I will say I do partake in a pumpkin spice latte at the end of August every year because that's when my birthday is. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like my pre-birthday surprise.
Gotcha.
But before we rush ahead, we want to linger a little longer because
Mm.
summer still has a lot to offer.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting as you get older, and we know we say this all the time flies, but we think about summer as a kid. Summer was so long and slow and seemed endless and wonderful. You get out of school and you have all this extra free time and you get to kind of be a kid outside and play, and I miss that. And I was fortunate because my mom was a teacher, so she was off too, and we
Oh,
would have
y'all got to
pool.
play together.
Yeah, we would go to
Oh,
the pool, and we would go to the beach for a week, and we would just make sub sandwiches. I don't know, it was when I was a kid, Subway and Blimpie got really popular, and so we had to DIY it and, because we didn't have one in our town, and so we we would I just fondly remember, like, mama and I making our subs and going to the grocery store and getting the oil and the vinegar and all the little things that you could get at Subway. Um, but, why does it feel so much shorter now? Is it because we just are adults, or do is it because we are always
well,
rushing to the next
for
thing?
one thing, back when we were little, and at least it was this way for me, is we didn't start school till after Labor Day.
Mm,
We were
I started
done
earlier.
we were
Yeah.
done at the end of May, and, we didn't start till after Labor Day. So, usually I always celebrated my birthday when it was summer,
Mhm.
and it was summer, I didn't get to have, like, a class party
Right.
like a lot of kids get to do, so mine were always in the summer.
Yeah.
But,
Now, like, ours starts August 5th this year.
oh my god, school starts August 5th?
Mhm.
That's not
Teachers
even
are
much.
back.
What,
Teachers are already back.
so you get 8 weeks of vacation?
Mhm.
Ugh, no, that's just too short.
I think so
I
too.
guess it's because now they do a fall break, right, where you get a week off at
Week off at
fall, and
week off at
week off at
Thanksgiving, 2 weeks at
Christmas, thanks
Christmas. Right.
yeah, I
So
get you. Um, well, I just remember that feeling when it was the first day of summer, like,
mm,
let's say your last day of summer was of school was Friday, so really technically the weekends don't count,
right.
but on that Monday, when it was the first day of summer, I
When
just
you
remember
didn't have to
waking up in my bed and just laying there and thinking the world was my oyster.
I know.
Like, "What am I gonna do today? I
Mhm.
don't know. Maybe I'll go to the pool.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll ride my bike. Maybe I'll do both," you know?
To live like that would be so lovely.
It's kinda like retirement,
Oh, well,
honestly.
good point.
I wake up and I'm like although I have I it it's Friday and I'm like, "Where did the week go?"
Mhm.
I'm managing to find things to
Yeah.
do, and I need to just
Enjoy.
build out a week where I just say I'm not doing anything,
Mhm.
But anywho.
Yeah, I
Okay,
get it.
so let's each share 3 things that we want to hope to do before Labor Day.
Okay,
Mhm.
you go first.
Okay, well, I wanna spend some more time in the pool.
Okay, that's good.
I Last week, I was really good about it. I would get all my things done, whatever that was, and by 4 o'clock, that was my clock out time,
Mhm. Mhm.
and that was my go sit by the pool.
Mhm.
'Cause it's a little bit sunny still, but not like just like overhead sunny, it's more like
Yeah.
sunny from this way, and I would make myself a wine cooler, and I'd take my book by I was reading Christy Harvey's book.
Mhm.
What is the title of that book?
The newest one?
Yeah, hold on, I'll look it up. Summer State of Mind, Christy
Okay.
Harvey's book. Great beach read.
Mm,
And, I just would sit out there until, like, I don't know, 7 o'clock, and then I'd come in and maybe make dinner. That's the other nice thing about retiring, living alone is you can just eat whenever you want to,
girl
have a
dinner.
girl dinner.
Mhm.
I didn't do that this week. Well, of course, this week it rained every day this week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
cool, but next week it's back to sunny and 90, so I'll be able to go back and do my pool. So pool,
Mhm.
I have not had my niblets or
Mhm.
nibblings. You call them nibblings.
Nibblings.
I haven't
Nibblings.
had my nibblings over, to spend the weekend this summer because June, I don't know why.
Just busy.
Something just busy. They were traveling. They were going to Santa Fe to visit their grandparents. They had day camp. I don't know.
Mhm.
We were in Santa Fe. But anyway, they're coming next weekend to spend the weekend. But I need to get them in the pool because I don't the boys don't know how to swim yet.
Okay, yeah.
So, pool, what else do I wanna do by fall?
Nibblings.
Nibblings. Um,
One more thing.
one more thing.
I gotta think.
I don't know, Mr. Twist and I are gonna go for a couple of nights to the Omni.
Oh, fun.
They've invited me to come and do a story about the hotel experience because they have a brand new or they have for the summer until Labor Day, they have a tiki bar
Oh,
upstairs
fun.
with really fun drinks served in coconuts
Uh-huh.
and cute little, stir sticks,
Yeah.
and their pool's on the roof.
That's neat.
So, we're gonna go and do that. So those would be my 3 things. Pool, get my nibblings over for a couple of weekends before school starts, and, oh my god, school starts for them probably in August too.
Bet.
I'm not gonna have them like I thought. Ugh. And then going to the Omni.
Okay.
What about you, Brittany?
I wanna do a day trip to the beach. I haven't been to our beach yet. Punta Cana, Dominican was beautiful, but like I said, it's not the perfect season for it, so there was less seaweed and the water wasn't super pretty. And the sand there's nothing like the sand of the Gulf Coast, people. It's the best. So I wanna go day trip to the beach and eat some good seafood. Probably try to do that next week, first week of August when I have some extra time, and I'll share about that next week on the podcast. And then I wanna cook a, like, traditional growing up summer Sunday dinner, which is lunch, that is for us, um, like growing up with all the fresh produce, like the fresh field peas and creamed corn and fresh tomatoes and things like that. So I wanna do that, and then it's a toss-up. Nibblings is one of the things, and I was talking to Bennett, my oldest, and we have decided that once a month, one of them, they want solo time,
Oh,
come and spend at least a night with me and do some activities that they specifically want to do in Dothan, in town with me, or at my house. And he, of course, as the oldest, he's gonna probably be first. So we'll do that hopefully before they go back to school, and then I'll carry that through the rest of the year. But then I also love to make homemade ice cream at least once per summer, and I haven't done that yet. So maybe
okay.
maybe combine those 2 things, a nibbling visit with homemade ice cream. So
I love that. Yeah, teach them how to make homemade ice cream. Do you have a ice cream machine?
I do. A big one, that was my mom's.
Is it the churn?
Yeah, it's like the wood with the
Oh my god. So, does it have a motor?
it does have a motor. Yeah,
Okay.
actually.
You know
It's like
what?
a
I
new old
honestly
kind of one.
I honestly think the ice cream was better in those
Mhm.
big wooden with the motor on the top, and you have to buy the dry ice or the
Yep,
rock salt,
rock salt, mhm.
because we have a Cuisinart ice cream maker, and I just don't think it gets it cold enough.
And I think it's the rock salt. Honestly, I think that is the biggest thing when you have the big ones with the rock salt, it just does the trick. I don't know. So,
Yeah. Do you have a good ice cream recipe?
I have used a lot of different ones. I still can't find we talked about this last summer, my grandmother's peach one, but I found on Pinterest one that I really love, and it is like a toffee Heath bar kind of situation, which I love Heath bar, that's my favorite candy bar. And so that's been my favorite one that I've made. I've made strawberry, that was really good. Um, I did I can't remember, there was one that had like a birthday cake flavor with confetti sprinkles in it one time. I don't have any, like, traditional ones that I use, I just find them that I like and to give 'em a
Yeah.
try.
And tell me about the creamed corn.
Okay, so when you shuck corn and off of the cob and
Yeah.
then just cook it in a lot of butter, that's basically what it is.
Do you have a recipe for that?
Somewhere, yes. I
Can
saw
you
it
make that be
recently.
your priority and look for that?
I will, I'll bring it next episode, I'll make it my bless it for next episode. How about
Okay.
that?
Because, corn is so good right now.
Mhm.
I just bought 6 ears of corn for $2 at
Yeah.
BJ's. We have a new BJ's, like, within walking distance of my house. If I wanted to, I could take my mother's old-timey cart that she would walk to the grocery store
Mhm.
and put my stuff in there and walk home. I won't do it maybe until it gets
Cooler,
cool,
yeah.
but, yeah, we were in there yesterday and we bought okay, here's the funny thing is what did you always go in with the 2 things you're gonna buy, okay?
Mhm.
Went in looking for hard-boiled eggs, already boiled and shelled,
Favorite thing.
peeled, to make deviled eggs, because I wanna teach everybody that that's one of the most underrated appetizers. We've
It
talked about that
is.
before,
Mhm.
and if you are intimidated by the whole boiled eggs situation or just don't wanna be bothered, you can buy pre-boiled eggs already shelled
Yeah.
by Eggland. So,
Mhm.
we went in for eggs and pork belly. We came home with eggs.
Mhm.
Oh, OxyClean, that was the other thing. So we came home
Okay.
with eggs and OxyClean, grapes, mango, a
Mm.
watermelon, chicken breasts,
Mhm.
salmon, 2 quarts of half and half, and
Corn.
granola and
Mhm.
corn.
Mhm.
Pork belly, Mr. Twist hasn't shopped much at BJ's. He's a big Costco guy, so he wanted to
Mhm.
go to Costco to compare the price.
I see.
I would have just bought it because it was
Mhm.
there. But
'Cause you're
anywho,
there already.
yeah, the moral of the story but the here that usually I put in my cart things like a Mary Kay Andrews book,
Mhm.
or they did have cute Gloria Vanderbilt button-down shirts
Mm.
that were very cute, like red
Okay.
and white stripe, blue and white stripe.
Right.
That would have easily been in my cart, but I was with him, so I was trying to be
Mhm.
very, like, restrained,
Mhm.
but I may
Mhm.
go back by
Okay.
myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright,
So,
yeah, we did our 3 things. We did our 3
yeah,
things. So let's move on to little rituals that make this season memorable. Summer rituals where, we talk about rituals a lot and how they just elevate life. They just make life feel special and make you feel more present, and you can slow down through those rituals and simple things, not projects or expensive activities, just simple, beautiful ways to live. And so we're gonna share a few of our summer rituals that we have. One of my favorites and the easiest thing, if you have anything blooming or growing in your yard, is cutting a little posy of zinnias or hydrangeas or whatever's blooming, even herbs, and just put them in a small little bud vase by the sink. I just love having that little bit of color or scent or life right there by the sink in a simple little bud vase. It's, I don't know, simple, makes every day feel a little bit like you're doing something special for yourself, bringing fresh flowers inside. And then another kind of ritual, it's not so much a ritual as it is a tradition. Anna has a pool, thankfully. I want a pool one day, like a little sip and dip, little
yeah.
cocktail
Oh,
pool.
I love that, a little cocktail pool. I love
And,
that.
but she has a full-size big pool, and so we'll float, like, Sundays if we're not being crazy trying to do store stuff, we float and have people over and eat and grill and do everything outside, and even though it's so hot, the pool makes it more manageable, so our Sunday supper tradition kinda flips into that during the summer and the warmer months when you can get in the pool, but we haven't done it a lot this year because we've just been so busy. So that, and then if I can, I like to, a ritual is to put up some tomatoes or some peas, especially. I love having peas throughout the year, like fresh field peas, and then corn. Put up corn as well, already shucked, like creamed corn. Which I'll have the recipe next week. I'll grab it and make sure I bring it when we record the next episode. So
Yeah, because I wanna make that. I love corn.
mhm. It's
So, I guess my rich summer rituals are it's my birthday.
that's right.
And, so this year for my birthday, I'm gonna do a Jaws themed birthday.
Turn out, turn out.
Yep,
Mm,
we're gonna do a pool party,
I love it.
and I'm gonna invite my neighbors and a few of my besties, and Doug and Phoebe are in charge. I don't know if it's gonna turn out, but I want them to find to rent or make a projector and a screen, which I think if you just had a sheet,
Yeah,
can't
I think
you
a
just
lot of people
do
do
that?
that, or like even people that just have white fences, they project it
Yeah.
up on the
Well, we
fence.
don't have that, but
Right.
anywho, whatever they decide, because I want my idea is I want to be floating in the pool while I'm watching the movie,
I love it.
and I have found some fun Jaws themed, like, sunglasses that
Mhm.
everybody can wear that light up. Because by the time we watch it, I think it'll be later in the evening. I'm gonna do Jaws trivia, and then I'm gonna try to do snacks that are all, like, Jaws themed, sea
Mm.
life themed.
You've got me thinking because Anna does have a white fence. We should do a movie night in the pool
Oh, you
with
should totally do that.
mhm. Yeah. Okay.
That'd be fun.
That's a
So
great idea.
that's what I'm gearing up for my birthday, and then, I don't know, some other summer or just some things that help you to slow down. I just love to make myself a little snack
Mhm.
and cocktail tray to take out
Right.
by the pool.
Mhm.
I'll share it in my blessed I had to share it, but I have found this wine company that, it's called I've got the some of it in here. It's called, In Good Taste.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have these I think they're really kind of like an explore box.
Uh-huh.
This is the summer advent box. It had
Interesting.
24 little bottles of
Wow.
wine, and I have a promo code that we'll share in the link for $10 off your first explore box.
Mhm.
But the one the company sent me was California Rosé.
Mm.
And I swear, every single one, I was like, "This is so good." And what I love about it is that you're not committing to anything.
Yeah, it's small. Mhm.
It's enough for probably a full glass and maybe half a glass.
Mhm.
But this is called Spicy Rose. So they're all made in California by California winemakers, and a proceed of the portion of the proceeds go to Feed America. So I've really been enjoying making wine coolers with that. And just, I shared on my Instagram how to make up a host box. So if
Mm.
you if your friends are like, "Hey, we're gonna be, driving through Fort Worth. We wanna come and see you," and you're like, "Okay, that sounds great."
Yeah.
You hang up and you're like, "What the F am I gonna serve them?" Well, I've come to the rescue. I've got, on my website, a hurry up and host guide that has a list of all the things that you can put in the box. So I've just been kind of stealing from my hurry up and host box. Um,
That's
you know,
good.
mixed nuts or a wheel of brie or some jam on some cream cheese. So,
Mhm.
and then what's the other thing is summer reading.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, my next book I'm going to start is, well, I've got two. Let me get them. Mary Kay Andrews' Road Trip.
That one looks fun.
I
Mhm.
love her. And then the other one is Unbreakable
Oh,
by
yeah.
Dr. Vonda Wright, and she is an orthopedic surgeon. So it's a woman's guide to aging with power, and
Hmm,
she's a longevity expert. Because my
interesting.
goal is I've decided now I'm gonna live to be 100.
Okay, I like it.
As long as I have my physical, my mental
Yes, yeah.
capacity. But there's no reason why you can't live to be 100 if you take good
Mm,
care of yourself.
good point.
And, I only have 40 more summers to do that.
Okay.
Well, actually, if I'm gonna be 62, that means I only have 38 more summers.
You got it.
So, that I love to read, sit by the pool with a nice little tray of snicky snacks, as Mr. Twist
Mhm.
calls them, wine, and what was the other one I said? We've already forgotten. See, that's not
Got
good. The longevity
Oh,
expert,
celebrate your birthday, celebrate your birthday.
celebrate my birthday. Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, love it. Okay,
Okay,
now it's fun.
this is your favorite
I know,
of
I do love it.
yeah, this is we're going into our segment of Porch Talk Speed Round, where
Mhm.
we ask each other the same question and give quick responses to pull back the curtain and let you know a little bit more about us. Okay, so I
Mm,
usually start with
yeah.
asking Brittany, fresh peaches or watermelon?
This is a very hard one for me because I'm a Georgia peach, but I am choosing watermelon because of the nostalgia and the reminders of my Papa Milton. He loved some watermelon. It's his favorite. Well, he loved all fruits, but watermelon was big for him. And I have photos of him as a 80-something-year-old farmer sitting in his chair eating watermelon. He always put salt on it. And I don't know, watermelon is what I pick because of that.
Yeah. Fresh mint or fresh basil?
Also hard, but I'm gonna go with basil because I love a good caprese salad in the summertime. That just feels so fresh and, like, refreshing and delicious, but, now we've had this, like, parasite situation, so it's always scared to, like, what can I
Oh,
eat
yeah.
now? So, maybe it's gone by now, but,
But don't
um
you think if it's grown in your garden, you don't need to worry about
yeah,
that?
right, yeah, agreed.
Okay. Pumpkin bread or banana bread?
Eh, ooh, I lean I lean towards the pumpkin bread. Because banana, I don't and it's only out of habit because before I had my kidney transplant, I could not have a lot of potassium. So I really sort of stopped eating
Oh.
bananas as like in my 20s because of the potassium. And so I made pumpkin bread a lot in that time frame. So maybe that's why I select those. But I love banana bread. And so
My thing is I will let bananas, I have a very narrow window of when I'll eat a banana.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It has to be, like, just after it's green. When it's
Mhm.
firm, if it starts to get even a few brown specks, it's too soft and I don't like it. And so then
Okay.
I'll be like, "Well, I'll make banana bread." Well, how many times have I thrown away rotten bananas? Banana bread is not an easy thing to make.
And I have like bananas in my freezer right now thinking that I'm gonna make banana bread and
Yeah,
they've
and
probably
you're
been in there like
not.
6 minutes.
Yeah, you're not. Okay. Porch swing or a hammock?
This is a toss-up as well. These are really hard ones, but I don't have a swing right now, and I do have a hammock, so I'm gonna say hammock.
Except you'd have to douse yourself in DEET before you could get in your hammock.
This is also true.
You mean a cup or a cone?
I'll do you one better, a waffle bowl.
Ooh, Brittany
So,
Dawn.
they have them at Cold Stone, but
Welcome to Cold Stone.
they have them
Did you know
also
they say
you can
that when
buy
you
them.
walk in?
Yes, they
Okay.
do.
Because
I
you
get
gave
the
me a blank stare.
coffee with the Heath Bar mix in because I was thinking
Oh,
about my order at Cold Stone, and a waffle bowl. And then they do sell the waffle bowls, the Favorite Day brand at Target. They have waffle bowls. So, mhm,
Oh, that's good to know for when my nibblings come over.
yes. It's a great way to have a little sundae or
Because
something,
their birthday was at the end of June, and so what I typically do is they're busy for their birthday, and I don't have a chance to celebrate with them, so when they come over,
Mhm.
Amelia, we did a big birthday party, took her to Olive Garden.
Okay.
So I think
I
when
would too.
they come over for their sleepover, we'll cook out, and I'm gonna ask them what their favorite cake is and their favorite ice cream, and maybe we could do that. Okay.
That's fine.
Early fall decorating or wait until September?
Wait, wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait. I used to early fall decorate, but not August. Usually, I would do it Labor Day weekend when I was off a little bit, had a longer weekend, but now I even wait longer into September easily. I mean, I start phasing out the seashells and stuff in August, but I don't put fall things out until mid-September usually.
Yeah. Pumpkin spice latte on day 1 or absolutely not?
I wouldn't say absolutely not, but no, not usually. 1, because I don't love it. I used to get it because it was just the thing to get, but I don't love it anymore. My replacement is a cinnamon dolce latte at Starbucks.
Oh,
It's so good.
okay.
Yes.
Alright, I may have to get some cinnamon syrup. That sounds really good.
It's really good. So, all right. Are you ready for the questions?
I am ready, ma'am. Lay it on me.
Okay. Fresh peaches or watermelon?
I would have to go with watermelon. I do love a good peach. I love to eat peaches just in a bowl
Mhm.
or on my cereal.
Mhm.
Um, I don't necessarily like them in ice cream unless they're pureed because then you
Uh-huh.
kinda get that
Yeah.
cold. Yeah, it's just too cold. But I love a good watermelon, especially watermelon that's room temperature.
Okay.
And I don't put salt on my watermelon. Do you?
Yes.
You
Not
do?
always. I will eat it without it, but it was just the tradition, like my grandpa always did it.
Yeah, my parents did it too, and I get it because it helps to enhance the sweetness.
Mhm.
And maybe as I get old, I'll do that because when you get old, your senses change, and if you were,
Mhm.
like, a real salty person as a young
Mhm.
person, a lot of times your sweet tooth, it'll
Mhm.
flip.
It
Yeah.
flips. Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
my mom was not really into sweets, and then when she got older, she loved sweets. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All
okay.
right. Fresh mint or fresh basil?
I'm a mint girl.
Okay.
I added to my garden this year, pineapple mint and strawberry mint,
Mm.
and I
That's
love to put that in my sun tea.
Mhm. So
And
good.
I love to take, mint and chop it up real fine and sprinkle it over a bowl of watermelon.
Mhm.
It's really good, and a little bit of lime
Yep.
and maybe some feta cheese.
Ooh, yeah. I love watermelon and feta cheese. That's one of my
That
favorites.
is such a great little summer salad.
Mhm. Mhm. It's a surprising combo.
It is.
Mm. Okay,
It's
pumpkin
fresh.
bread. Yeah. Pumpkin bread or banana bread?
Pumpkin bread.
Yep.
It's easy, and mainly because I buy the Trader Joe's pumpkin
Okay.
bread mix, and as soon as they drop in the store, I usually buy about 12 boxes.
So you have it all, the recipe.
Yeah, because there's 2 reasons. It's super quick. I think you just add oil and an egg, but it's also a great hostess gift
Mhm.
because you can wrap it up in cellophane and either give the loaf to somebody or you
Mhm.
can give the box to somebody with a cute
Make
little
it a little
tag on it
present.
and maybe
Yeah.
like a spatula or a fall towel.
Cute.
And it's
Yeah.
not very expensive. I wanna say it's $2.97 for a box.
Mhm. Okay. Porch swing or hammock?
I think a good hammock because you
Mhm.
can really just get snuggly in a hammock, whereas a
Yeah.
porch swing, it's kinda hard and, it's just I love a good porch swing to sit,
Mhm.
but if I'm gonna really do it, I wanna lay down in a hammock.
Same, same. I'm the same way. All right, ice cream in a cup or a cone?
I'm a cup.
Yeah, I get it.
I just don't like,
Messy.
it's drippy, it drips out the bottom.
Mhm.
When you're a kid, you don't care about that, but I
Mhm.
just prefer it in a cup. Maybe it's the calories too, I don't know.
Yeah,
And you
well,
know what,
try the waffle cones,
to
and
be honest, I think you know this about me, I'm not really a big ice cream person.
that's true.
I it's just never I mean, I liked it when I was a kid, but it's just not I'd rather spend my, calories on a really good piece of layer cake with white buttercream
Mhm.
frosting. That's where I'd rather do that.
Okay. Early fall decorating or wait until September?
I wait until September.
Mhm. Because
Like
your birthday, 1,
right,
and
and
then
usually if my maybe my exposure to fall will be, like, changing out my door from geraniums to sunflowers.
mhm, mhm.
But I don't do any inside until maybe late September.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, and last one, pumpkin spice we know the answer to this. Pumpkin spice latte on day 1 or absolutely not?
day 1, because usually day 1 is they launch it on my
Very
birthday,
around your birthday, yeah.
and I get that free Starbucks drink.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, I roll up and I go, "I'll have a venti pumpkin spice latte with only 2 pumps of" because I don't like my coffee real sweet.
Mhm.
So I'll do half. I'll always say, "How many do you usually put into a latte?" And they'll say, "4." And I'll say,
Mhm.
"Well, let me just have 2." So it's just like a little dusting of pumpkin
Yeah.
spice.
Yeah, that makes
But I
sense.
like to get out my pumpkin spice latte syrup, my vanilla syrup, and maybe I'll add either cinnamon or brown sugar
Okay.
to my coffee bar.
That sounds good.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Bless It, We Had to Share It. And this is
Yay.
where Brittany and I are sharing something that either is new to us, either a physical thing or just an
Okay.
idea or just something that we want you to know that it's really just been so much fun for us to experience. And so, what do you want to share?
Well, I can't remember if I've shared this before, but it's something that I've been using a lot lately, and it's these steamed eye masks
I use those
that
because of you.
Oh, really? Okay, good. So the
Yeah.
first experience with it was when I got that head spa, and I think I got that head spa on the day that we recorded the very first episode ever of the Sentimental Twist, or maybe like in that first couple of weeks. But so these are in single packages from Amazon. You open it up and pull it out, and that activates the heat, so it starts heating. And you can get them in different fragrances. I get the lavender, and they stay warm. It says 30 to 40 minutes, but it's a lot longer than that.
It
And
is a lot
so
longer.
I have used them a lot lately because of like on the airplane traveling to and from
Oh,
the
that's a
Dominican.
great idea.
And it just, one, they kind of rehydrate the eyes. My eyes get really dry on a plane typically. I don't know. There's just a lot of dry air, I guess. I don't know. But then also after my puppy, I had really swollen eyes. And I know you need to do ice too. So I would like cucumbers, but then going to bed, I would wear this to go to bed, and it's got that lavender scent, and I feel like I just drift off to sleep a little easier. And sometimes when I have a mild headache, they help a lot too.
Oh,
Not
that's a
like
good idea. Okay.
not a headache where that you think you need to take Tylenol or something like that, but mild headache. And it tends to ease off with these, but they're very relaxing. They're inexpensive. I told my massage therapist about it, and he's going to get some and now start having them for the clients that
Oh.
they come.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about taking one when I get a massage. Look
Yeah.
at you. You're so gosh, you're just full of ideas. Yeah, it's whenever you shared those with me, I started buying them. And one thing I like to do when you talk about your dryness,
Mhm.
my dryness is under the eye.
Mm.
If I really want to give a good spa treatment to myself, is I'll put on some really rich eye cream and
Oh,
then I'll put this mask on
so smart.
and it's real steamy and it just really just I feel like it just it's like a
Mhm.
spa treatment. And I wake up the
And
next day and I just feel so much better.
for those longtime listeners, if this is a repeat, bless it, I apologize.
No, because people forget
Yeah,
that we've talked
I
about
forgot.
things,
I can't
you
remember.
know. But yeah, I love those. I always have a pack, several packs in my nightstand
Mhm.
because you told me about them. And I also like to put them in my travel bag. But I hadn't thought about packing it on the airplane
Yes. Mhm.
because I'm going to be going to a fun thing in LA at the end of
Yeah,
this month.
that's fun.
And so anyhow, okay. So my blessed I had to share it is well, I'm going to talk about my top.
Oh, it's real cute.
Isn't it cute? It's
Yes.
just a J. Crew
Oh,
top,
I love
but you
J.
know
Crew.
how people who are really into sewing, they'll buy just a plain shirt
Mhm.
and they'll deconstruct it and put a
Ruffle.
ruffle on the top. So our friend Janet on the
Mhm.
midlife joyride
Mhm.
got a real cute one that had an American flag on the back of it, and
Yeah,
it's from the name of the shirts are called tulip tops.
that's
But
right.
let me tell you the name of the person who the account. I think it's called Rustic. Branch. Rustic Branch is the name of the account on
Mhm.
Instagram, but her Etsy shop is called, and the link is on
Her Instagram.
her Instagram for Tulip Top on Etsy.
Okay.
So what I like about her is that a lot of creators and makers
Mhm.
are making these tops, but they're doing drops, which
Mm.
means you have to set your calendar and
Mhm.
go onto their site, and literally within 10 seconds,
Mhm.
they're gone.
Yeah,
I went and tried it several times with another account and literally had it in my cart, and before I could even press
it was gone.
pay, it was gone.
Mm.
So what I like about Susan's is her name is Susan, is that she has already a pretty good selection in her Etsy shop that you can go and shop for, and you don't have to wait for these drops. And I
Mhm.
bet you if you contacted her and you had some shirts, she
Mhm.
probably could ship them to her and she could make them for
Yeah.
you.
Well, see,
But
Anna
go ahead.
has planned to do she's got some of her dad's old button-downs and wants to do that with them, but she could sew them, I'm not she's very she can catch on, she can sew, she can do a lot of things like that quickly, but it's just the time and not having the time to sit down and do it, and so maybe she could send some of her dad's shirts and have them done.
That's
So
what I would do. I mean, I've
mhm,
got so many button downs in my closet that would just be so cute as a little ruffled. So
mm,
basically, it's just, I think what they do is they take some length off the bottom to
mhm,
make the ruffle on the top. And
mm.
it just is so, it's
Yeah,
just cute.
it's
Yeah.
an elevated
And it's
look.
short sleeve. So
Yeah,
I just wanted to give her a shout out. So be sure to give her a follow. It's Rustic Branch, Home of the Tulip Top. And
okay.
then on Etsy, it's tuliptopsco.etsy.com. But we'll put the link in the
Yeah,
bio.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. So it's time
Alright,
to close the show.
already.
We've had so much fun.
I know.
And this is where we do a toast to sentiment, where we share something, maybe a poem, a quote, just a message to close out the show, to carry you until we're together next time.
Mhm.
So for me, this is mine. As we begin a brand new season of the podcast, here's what I hope for all of us. I hope that we stop wishing the seasons away. I'm bad about that. Is
Yeah,
that I'll be like, it is so darn hot. I can't wait for fall. Well, you know
yeah,
what? There's a whole lot more to experience in this summer.
right.
Just slow your roll, Mrs. Twist, and
Mm,
enjoy what God's given you. I hope we notice the fireflies before they disappear. I hope we eat the peaches while they're perfectly ripe.
yeah,
I hope we set the table outside at least once more.
mhm,
I hope we invite someone over before the flowers fade, because the memories that stay with us are rarely the grand occasions. They're the ordinary moments that we slow down long enough to take notice. So here's our toast today.
mhm,
May the rest of your summer be filled with porch conversations, garden blooms, fresh tomatoes, shared meals, and hearts that are always open to just one more guest.
mhm.
Here's to savoring the season that we're in, and here's to sentiment. Cheers,
Cheers.
cheers to everybody, our listeners. We
Mhm.
love you so much. We just really appreciate you. And
Yes,
that's all for today's episode.
of the sentimental twist.
Yeah. We're
Wow.
so happy you
Oh,
joined us for season 4. Yeah. What were you going to say, dear?
well, I just thought of something as you were talking about the fireflies. You know what I learned what a group of fireflies is called? A sparkle.
That's
Isn't that
what we
great?
are. That's what we are.
We're a sparkle. Oh, that's what our sentimental twist listeners are. They're a
Yes.
sparkle. They're
We're a
sparkle.
group of sparkles.
Uh-huh. We're a
You ever
sparkle.
see fireflies anymore?
Rarely. Sometimes in my yard, yes, but not like I did as a kid.
What happened to the fireflies? Can somebody out there tell us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, okay, so we love it when y'all send us emails, and since
Mhm.
we've been off, we haven't gotten any emails, and we're
Mhm.
desperately in need of emails. We feel very sad.
Yes.
So you can send us an email at the sentimental twist podcast at gmail.com.
Mhm.
Tell us what you want to hear. Share a recipe with us. Maybe you have a recipe for creamed corn you think is
Mhm.
just better than Brittany's, or a recipe for peach ice cream that Brittany just can't seem to find that recipe.
Right.
Or just, a memory, something we talked about, a summer that you just want to share with us. Anything. It could be anything.
Mhm.
We sometimes will get hosting questions, which I love.
Mhm.
But next week, we're going to talk about the soft launch of fall and why
Right.
we're suddenly craving cozy before summer's even over.
Mhm.
So be sure to give our podcast a follow on
Mhm.
Instagram. You can find us at the Sentimental Twist Podcast on Instagram.
Mhm.
Like, share, review, share it with someone who you know loves meaningful spaces and gracious hospitality.
Mhm.
Follow us both on Instagram.
Mhm.
Brittany is the Sentimental Decorator. I'm Home with a Twist. Um, we love hearing from you. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
feature a story of your story on our upcoming episode.
Yes.
So, thank you for joining us on the Sentimental Twist.
Where we believe every space tells a story.
And every story deserves a place at the table. Until next time,
Keep things cozy, collected, and a little bit sentimental.
bye,
Bye.
everybody.
See you next week.